we are starting. Yes, game number 1 is already here. We have, well, 2 civilizations that one has been always popular. The other is getting very popular. And it is, oh man, it is Slavs versus Magyars. Although I would have said that I always prefer Magyars here, but I don't know anymore. Magyars or Slavs? What do you prefer here, Mr. Orlo? Thank you for being here.
Of course. Thanks for having me back. It's great to be here. Got a good slate of games today. But yeah, ACCM, Red Slavs to the west, TATOH, Blue Magyars to the southeast, the 2 forgotten civilizations. I mean, yeah, traditionally, Magyars would be the civ that hits harder or faster, but Slavs, now that they have that 15% faster working farmer bonus back, their eco just expands so quickly.
It's great, man. I mean, it's crazy how one small balance, well, maybe it's not that small, that's why they pick it, but with the balance change, then the thoughts, the strategies, it just change completely for the players.
Absolutely. I mean, Magyars themselves, they weren't really seeing that much play, and then they had their team bonus switch, so now they have the faster training cav archers. And suddenly, that option is so much more viable in the mid-game now. Just to getting those numbers rolling a bit more quickly, it can make all the difference in getting such a powerful unit out. And to be fair, that is not a unit Slavs love dealing with, as most of what they do is going to be melee-oriented. So that, I think, is going to be a really good option for TATOH going forward.
Who is the favorite for you, not only in this game, in the series?
It has to be TATOH. He's just the overall more consistent, higher performing player, but ACCM on a good day can take down anyone, so I wouldn't be surprised if it was close, but I do give an edge to TATOH.
Did you watch yesterday TATOH versus Winchester?
I did not. I was busy studying.
Okay. I can tell you that TATOH played really well. Like, I really believe that he's in a very high level. He only lost with Mr. Yo, that has been beast, because he beat Hera. That probably was an upset. Well, probably no, it was an upset. Everyone was thinking that Hera will take it. So not ashamed to lose with Mr. Yo. And honestly, I was talking with also my admins, and we think that TATOH and Mr. Yo in a multi-map tournament like this can be probably more favorites than obviously King of the Desert or some other kind of tournament, right? I don't know what you think.
I totally agree. I think that, especially looking back to the series of Hera versus Doubt, we saw, I mean, Hera played really well. Like he won the set, but I think both players did a good job sort of exposing some slight weaknesses that the other had. And there are situations where you can get the AM guys, Hera and Leary, into these more like uncomfortable, scrappy situations that they're still going to be very, very good, but you can edge them out if you're another top player.
Yeah, I feel that they still have, now that you mentioned Leary too, they have probably 2 of the 3 best mechanics, but maybe they don't have the best strategies.
Yeah.
You know, and
or even experience, right? Just getting
in those
really weird situations.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, they are super fast, and that's why they still manage to win in some situations, or almost there, right? Almost there.
I mean, we're talking about very slight differences between the very best players.
Yeah. Let's take a fast look. Which map do you think is better? Because I'm checking TATOH with gold in front, berries in front. The wood is okay because at the end you can always wall, even if you have those rocks close at these, makes it all difficult. But the berries are at the back for ACCM, gold is exposed as well. Well, the maps are fine. A little bit better, I will say, than ACCM, thanks to the berries at the back.
I do like the berries at the back. That said, TATOH has a lot more wood in his area. So it could, yes, you can't like completely wall this map, but you can create sort of choke points that your enemy sort of has to funnel through. And that is at least something that's going to be going for TATOH. Land Madness usually doesn't have super imbalanced maps one way or the other, so this is fine.
Okay, let's see what it's going to be. This has the stable as well. Stable for both players, mobility. This Land Madness is mobility. Yesterday, by the way, I know that you love the numbers. ACCM beat the record of not resigning. In Nomad, he resigned when he was 8,000 score behind.
Yikes.
I wanted to see your face. I was checking in the other monitor to see your reaction. 8,000 score behind. So you can imagine how the game was basically he was defeated. He was still trying
Oh my
to
goodness.
play, you know? Oh man, really, it's incredible.
I mean,
Anyway,
that's combining ACCM plus Nomad. Like that'll do it. Like if there's a situation where that would be the record, I can see it.
and he has picked Nomad again today
Oh boy.
in another level. Anyway, let's see what it's going to be. 3 farmers already, and now 3 farmers as well. No horse collar for ACCM. I think it's very important to make horse collar in this map, especially because the feudal tends to be like quite longer than in other maps.
I completely agree. Especially as Slavs, you want to make sure your farmers are as efficient as possible, and you're both going for scout openings. I mean, you see these 2 civs, you see the map. Okay, this is likely going to be scouts plus spearmen early on. Normally with those builds, I know they're really fast these days, but usually you can squeeze out horse collar, and that's something that TATOH did, and he has no eco bonus, so it's something that would be nice to see from ACCM for sure, as he's also accruing a bit of idle time with getting housed.
Okay, and even more when you have the resources, because he has quite some villages in the queue, you can see. He has resources, he could do it, but well, maybe he forgot. Sometimes happen that situation that you think that you click it and then you didn't. Anyway, both players are with the same population. ACCM already 28 seconds have LTC, which is a village behind. That's why, if you check capture age, he has 25 villages, TATOH 26. Well, everything matters at this point, Mr. Olu, and macro, all matters, and right now he's a little bit behind because of that.
Exactly the case. Still, both players building up their scout and spearman numbers. They are more or less even. Of course, the scouts are of slightly higher quality here for TATOH, getting that free forging upgrade, but also applying to the spearman, so he wins the spear fights. But really, it's most likely going to be who can sort of take good engagements, pick off stray villagers, or maybe a stray reinforcing unit. And so far, this is a bloodless game. Maybe they can work things out diplomatically.
Yeah, but I think TATOH should be more aggressive, because he has forging, cheaper scouts as well. Because if you go this kind of situation without doing more army, in theory, thanks to the Slash bonus, it should be up quicker for the next age, no?
That would be what logic would tell us, and we already have 14 farms here for ACCM, got 13 for TATOH, so that should be around 15% more food, more or less, and we live in a meta that is very timing dominated, so any little advantage you can get is going to be super important.
And what do you prefer here? It looks like ACCM is going to go full scouts. TATOH is adding already the archer range, probably. He will, probably no, he's going to make archer because he's mining gold. And I don't know, we have seen how great can be the economy when you go all the scouts. And then if he's going full scouts with probably even bloodlines, I don't know, because he has only 1 on gold, but I believe he will do forging now, ACCM. Well, you have to make damage if you make archer range. Nah, he's wall, he's fine. But yet not a single villager kill for any of the players.
No units killed whatsoever.
Yeah,
oh, that's a bad mining camp. Come on, ACCM, be 1 tile closer.
Oh my god.
Those little things matter, man.
Yeah. Well, you can see the pressure is there. Now he's gonna lose those spears. He wants to take the hill, probably. He's gonna try to make some hit in the scouts. He's gonna take 1 or not. No more spears are coming. He took a lot of damage in those scouts, which is nice. Still didn't kill anything. And TATOH has 4 scouts idling, but look at ACCM resources. He's preparing the castle age. There is not gonna be a lot of feudal aggression from any of the players, and even TATOH, he has few archers, but he's not going to commit a lot. He doesn't have even blastsmith, so need to go up. But the food for Slavs, Orlu, I mean seriously. Okay.
Way back in the day, I said that the best unit Slavs have is the farm, and we are getting right back to this.
Is the same bonus they had before?
Yeah.
So and now they bring it back. So why they nerf if now they bring it back? I don't understand. Well, Persians was the same. Persians got out to the Dark Age. Now Villa is down for TATOH. He's gonna lose 1. The timing is not the greatest here for TATOH. TATOH is in trouble now. He's gonna lose more than 1, or maybe not. Okay, he's using them all. The spears are coming. But ACCM is on the way to Castle Age with a great timing, and if TATOH is not going up quick, Slavs is gonna be very dangerous. But but that timing in the goal, Mr. Orlu. If he denied the goal, then the uptime is gonna be irrelevant right now for ACCM. And TATOH is killing a villager now. Yes, And he's gonna be in the goal. Why he didn't try to kill something else? He's going for the wood line then.
Yeah, but those villagers are all walled in, at least in the short run, and now it'll also allow ACCM to build that second stable. Yes, things are very messy for him, but TATOH still has yet to click up.
Yeah, but he's gonna
have the
click up.
market as well, which is going to at least somewhat mitigate maybe being a little bit behind on the gold income relative to where you want to be, although we don't have any upgrades whatsoever on the cav units, and TATOH has clicked up as well at this point, so it's not going to be that big of a castle age advantage, especially as ACCM himself is the one who's being pressured right now.
I prefer a position here for TATOH. He forced him to make another tower. Those archers are, yeah, another villager down. The archer is gonna kill some more units. He's delaying his economy for sure. You know, now he's going in or trying. The tower is gonna be there, but he can go around. Yeah, he's creating a total chaos on ACCM. Total chaos. And as you mentioned, he has 7 scouts, but now he's doing the bloodlines, no forging, not any upgrade. And now TATOH is preparing the transition to the cav archers. And he will have also crossbows. Because with 6 archers, crossbow upgrade, you will do it? I believe so.
Back in the day, I would say yes, but now with the crossover and price hike, I'm not too sure, but I do think that a cav archer switch makes all the sense in the world. It's just not something that Slavs like dealing with, going for a bunch of cavalry and infantry units for the most part, maybe some monks. None of those things are especially great versus cav archers. The bloodlines would even further point in that direction. Also cutting archer production is TATOH. And ACCM is grabbing light cav at this point, adding in some knights, but still, his eco is a bit of a mess. TATOH ahead in resources collected, which is not something you want to see if you're Slavs. And he's in a great spot.
That's really bad. Yeah, that's really bad. He need to wall between that house and the archery range. He's not doing because the spears are there. He's kind of trapping those light guys. The wood is still fine, and TATOH is in a much better position. He has a lot more army, and with these military numbers on the field, he's controlling the tempo of this game completely right now. And he's still not doing, real damage here. Now, Goldmine and upgrade. What is the first upgrade he's doing? Botkin arrow makes sense. And he's a little bit low on gold right now, TATOH. Mr.
But he's queued up 3 cav archers, though, and that's going to help a little bit. Yeah, the eco balance could be slightly better for sure, but like I said at the beginning of the game, you now have the faster training cav archers as Magyars. He's going to have husbandry, so he's going to be able to better maneuver around the units of ACCM. And he is just going to be putting himself in an excellent spot going forward. He didn't need to use the market or rush up any towers, so he can add in TCs whenever he has the wood to do so. And he's still pinning his opponent in his base.
Yeah, and these spears are stronger than what we think. The problem is that the tower is there. Those spears are strong because they are +2, but the tower is helping a lot. So he's gonna lose those spears and archers, you know, quite easily. Didn't make too much damage, so now ACCM looks better. But as you were talking, look at that TC already for TATOH. TC on the wood. He still have spears at home. Now coming with the cav archers, he will have the mobility to hit him back. I mean, he has mobility too with those knights, but I just prefer the cav archers right now. Don't know what you think.
Absolutely. Pikeman upgrade coming in too. TATOH still has 7 spearmen. That said, ACCM took about as good of a fight as he possibly could in that situation, having the tower help deal a bunch of damage to the spearmen. So ACCM definitely keeping himself afloat in this game, but he's still going to need to be doing something more. He's behind in villagers killed. TATOH's expanding his eco more, and I don't really see TATOH being very open to taking damage at this point with all of the defenses he has.
Yeah, he's really well defended. He can overchop in that wood line where the knights are. He has to be careful for sure. But now those pikes, and they are pikes, not the spears anymore, has the +2 attack for free. The cav archers being annoying. Okay. And with this kind of gameplay, ACCM needs siege and quick.
Absolutely, and Slavs have that nice cheap siege, but you still need to get it onto the field. TATOH still just sort of slowly getting more and more ahead. Yes, nominally ACCM has the more valuable army, but there's just not really a whole lot he can do with it. TATOH expanding down to the southwest, and he is just looking to be in such a comfortable position on a map that you normally can't really get that because it's so open.
Yeah, because these Magyars are so versatile. He has to be careful. He's gonna lose now 1 villager. Not what you want. That villager is chopping out of the walls. And another villager is gonna be down. No, he saved it. But he's there with the pikes and cav archers. He has to be careful. Chain Bard and armor is definitely a must. But as you can see, the cav archers are slightly faster than the knights. Just a little bit. So, all these small things in these small battles are adding, and it makes that the wood for TATOH. That is the spot I was talking before.
Yep.
He used overchop, and now he's losing few villagers. TATOH is losing few villagers. It's gonna be the same, but even like that, he has 3 tone centers, Mr. Olo.
Absolutely, and at the end of the day, ACCM is trading army for villagers, which is not necessarily a bad thing. But when you're on 1 TC to 3, you still need to be getting more than a +1 in the villagers kill ratio. As now TATOH, he's at 13 cav archers to 6 knights. The upgrades are slowly coming in more and more over time. That monk, he's speedy with Slavs, but I don't know if he can run cav archer arrows.
He find the TC he was doing, he take another village too. He was lucky that he did it. I think now it's time for TATOH to make the university and ballistic. Oh my god. Look at that. Melstradamus, Orlu.
There you go.
Look at the foundation. I mean, it makes total sense. 3 TCs, good amount of cav archers. He has husbandry, bodkin arrow, and now he has a lot of wood. He's not gonna hurt his economy. You don't want to probably make it that super early because it's very expensive, but when you are on 3 TCs, man, ballistic is gonna make a disaster. Look at those walls. Take another villager, but as you mentioned, since you are 3 TC ahead, you lose 1 villager here, and you lose in the process 3-4 knights, and it's not worth it.
Unfortunately for ACCM, it is not. He is still mining stone. He's not in the worst position in the world. It's just he's behind, and I don't really see a situation for him to get ahead in the near future. And he's going to just keep falling a little bit further and further behind. Some knights are getting hit by pikemen and cav archers, and right now things are a mess at the home of ACCM.
Yeah, he converted one cav archer, but we still don't see the siege. And without the siege, this is already 28 army, 10 army. Now the siege war shop, but he's gonna have ballistic now. And when you see some siege, you can maybe also add a couple of knights with Machiar. They have the +2 attack. They have bloodless and husbandry, and then you can help with those cav archers and the siege. Well, let's see, because obviously this is 10 villas ahead, and with ballistic now, the situation is gonna look more and more ugly. But guys, don't worry, ACCM will fight till the end of the day. Orlu, you'll be ready to cast a very long series, okay?
It's 10:20 a.m. for me. I'm not going anywhere for the next 13 hours, so you know. I'm good.
Okay. Oh, be careful now. Look at those pikes and cav archers. Nah, he's gonna defend properly. And Machiars is so strong in this map. It's really good civilization here, Orlu. Like really, really good.
Absolutely. I mean, there's a reason that they are picked all the time here, and it's for that reason. You have a really strong opening with your scout play, and it's almost always a scout play on this map if you have access to them. And then in the mid-game, now that their cav archer play is so much more useful, it can just be so difficult to stop. And the thing is, it's not like it's going to peter off at any moment, as the cav archers are going to be ridiculously strong once you get to the Imperial Age. And it's just like one punch after the other with this Civ on this map.
Okay, TATOH right now is in a great position, as you can see. He has to be careful. Remember, guys, that now, Orlu, for decided matchups in the quarterfinals, also all the games count. Being 3-0, 3-1, or 3-2 can put you in a different spot, you know, in the whole standings. So you can probably face one opponent or another, depend on the games. Ooh, but look at that TC now that he was trying to do. The cav archers are there. I think this game is over. Look at the population.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's a situation where ACCM isn't dead right now, not at all, but he's behind, and there is no real way that TATOH's letting him get back into the game. His army's going to be scaling better as the game goes on. He has the map control. He's adding in a 4th TC without a care in the world. He's getting thumb ring, and he is applying pressure at all the correct areas. ACCM trying to take a good fight here, though.
Yeah, it's so complicated. I mean, when you are doing cav archers and you have more farmers than your opponent that is Slavs, that he still have the crazy farm going, you know that you are in a really good position. Obviously, they don't see what we do, we see everything, but the population is 40 population ahead, 22 villages more, 20 army more. I mean, he need to, I don't know, he need to send knights on TATOH base and raid non-stop. And the problem is that if he's doing that, he's gonna get raided at home. So how do you do that?
He will, and TATOH made a really smart early switch going for the pikeman, realizing that, okay, I just need to defend you early on. I got some late feudal age damage done, and the pikeman really just prevented ACCM from getting sort of the degree of damage that he needed to come back. And TATOH still has some pikemen at home. Yes, the scorpion numbers are climbing, and I would not recommend bunching up like that. But yeah, with a little bit of splitting right there, I believe in TATOH's unit control, and those scorpions are not going to be doing anywhere near enough.
No, he's gonna take some, but he's so many cap archers, and having Thunderbrain also helps a lot. Now he probably should go back a little bit. He's sending some knights trying to raid. Let's see TATOH's reaction. Is he gonna react properly on the TC? You need to react fast. There's a monk. He's not reacting right now. He reacted fast. Okay. He lost nothing. Did he lose any villager? Yeah. Well.
Yeah, I'd say that's a good enough reaction for me.
Yeah. I mean, didn't lose anything. I mean, now he's walling the woodline. He has to be careful. He's gonna move those lilies, but still, population 150 population. Orlu, ACCM 96. Sorry that I scream, I get excited, but man, what is this gameplay? TATOH is playing really well. Like, really well, because we're talking about Magyars, but you have to use it properly, and he's been raiding with 2-3 groups of army all the time.
Yeah, he is just putting himself in this position where he cannot possibly lose, and TATOH is doing such a beautiful job of that. Yes, there is a little bit more raiding going on, and TATOH does need to send those villagers to safety. It doesn't really matter. TATOH's still coming forward here. You have to be careful. I mean, that's a lot of scorpions. But even the one knight here is going to be pretty annoying to deal with. And without anything to accompany those scorpions, you can just sort of mow them down relatively quickly and then not take too much damage.
Nah, it's fine.
Take
you got a lot of farming.
Damage, TATOH!
That's nothing. Well, he got some damage because there was a lot of scorpion, but still, it's 41 army, Orlu. 41 army still. His population is 60 population ahead. The score is only 1,500 because remember that there's a rule. No less than 5k score behind before resign. No less than that. Okay, Orlu. But it's not a joke. It's happening, you know.
Well, I mean, these are important games and players want to keep fighting on. Especially if you're a player like ACCM who's clawed his way back into so many games that looked like he was completely dead in. It definitely maybe gives you a little bit more of that good old hopium than you might expect. But yeah, this is just a brilliant spot for TATOH. He's working towards the stone he needs for a castle. He's on 125 villagers. And he is going to be clocking out this game relatively soon.
Yeah, it's really, really impossible. Yeah, and skirmishes is not an option. Someone is asking, why not skirms? Well, if you do skirms, you die even faster. And then you fall even more behind with the economy. I mean, the skirms cannot chase all this. There is no... I mean, you don't have mobility. You need knights. The problem is that you need a lot more knights than your opponent. Maybe he should have done the siege earlier, Orlu?
Yeah, it probably wouldn't have hurt. He needed to do something to keep the cav archer numbers low. And I think maybe trading knights for cav archers instead of knights for villagers might have been a bit of a better decision in early Castle Age. Just because this is a unit that will snowball out of control really quickly if you get the numbers. And that's exactly what we've been seeing TATOH do throughout the mid-game here.
Okay. I don't know why those bullets from TATOH are in front, but he's coming back now. It's crazy, man. I mean, TATOH is gonna be 200 population in Castle Age, pretty much. Just look at the population. He's getting there. Just spamming on the stop. And he's gonna be double the population. Double the population soon. He's doing even the scouts, not light caps, you know? Just to kill those. Now he's gonna come with a forward castle. He's trying to intimidate his opponent, but no, it's fine. I mean, ACCM is gonna make another castle before his opponent, probably. Yeah, look at those villages where he's gonna make the castle. He has the stone, but more scorpions.
Well, cav archers on the west side are kind of getting cleaned up, but I mean, this is really getting out of hand at this point. Once that castle comes in, yeah, it doesn't deny that much in the short run, mostly just some siege workshops and farms, but it's going to give TATOH this sort of launching point when he can just continually raid into the base of ACCM.
Orlu.
And there's not really anything for him to do at this point.
Exactly, and there's nothing to really deny it, or, I mean, ACCM is dead completely. And it's kind of crazy that that he keep playing at this stage of the game. It's an insane rate. It's not about the score even. It's about, like, if you go to his point of view, he's completely corner. You know, look at the castle he's doing, you know? Like, what you achieve with that castle? Or what you achieve with that castle? That he's not kicking you out of the map, right? Because other than that, you know?
He's gonna expand into the black area, you know?
Yeah.
Gotta run away. This is basically, you know, the 9th century in the Pannonian Basin colorized right here.
Yeah. Yeah, now he has stone to make another castle. He might do it. And, well, he won't resign till his opponent is in Imperial, probably. Because, yeah, 200 population, 100 is double the population. Gonna take maybe the tower, Imperial Age, and he call it.
Yeah.
It's difficult to cast those games when you see that the game has been over for so long. And TATOH keep with the trend, keep with the domination, playing really, really great, Mr. Orlo.
Absolutely. And I mean, that game was still competitive for a while, but TATOH just doing absolutely everything right and getting himself further ahead in this, you know, pretty open, aggressive map. And yeah, I'm looking forward to see what the next games are going to bring us. Because none of the other maps are exactly like Land Madness. So ACCM has some opportunities here.
No, for sure. I mean, this is the beauty of the tournament. I mean, if we check now the maps, they're completely different, all of them. Just look what we have. Gold Rush, Hideout, Nomad, and Migration. I mean, all of them will be played differently, you know, like completely differently, because you cannot compare Gold Rush and Hideout. Well, Nomad is uncut up, you cannot compare either, and Migration is water, but in the middle, you know, I don't know. What do you think ACCM will pick? I believe that he will go for Nomad. Aren't you surprised that he picked Migration against TATOH?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, historically, TATOH has been, you know, one of the strongest water map players, and that is still very much the case. But it's not like ACCM is bad in those maps, and if he feels like he has a good approach to the map that maybe TATOH isn't going to expect or maybe feel as comfortable playing against, maybe he can make something happen. Maybe that's where we're going to see Armenians.
Oh, that's also nice. Like, we have both civilizations pick. The new civs are being picked by both. You know, so one TATOH with Georgians and then Armenians. Okay, I mean, we're still discovering things. Aren't you surprised that they pick these new civs pretty often and they even ban them, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I don't feel like either of the new civs are like oppressively strong. I think that the Monaspas are too good, but the rest of Georgians isn't like that great around it. But I mean, clearly they feel like there are opportunities for these civilizations to succeed, and I think the new civs are cool, so I mean, I'm just glad we're seeing them.
Yeah, me too. Me too. Well, you can see, guys, that China been banned, Persians been banned, Spanish and Bohemians been banned by TATOH, and since these global bans, or better say, hidden bans, Persians has been banned for both, and Bohemians as well. Are they that strong? Well, I think in the maps they pick, they are, right, Orlo?
I think especially for Nomad, Bohemians are pretty oppressive these days with the Hussite wagons, and beyond that, they're just a really annoying civ to play against. So I wouldn't blame anyone for banning them.
Okay. And now we can focus in the next game, Nomad. And we have Korea for TATOH, ACCM, Malians. Is TATOH gonna try to pick Korea to make the war wagons, Tower some crazy stuff? Also the villages that, well, are outposts with mobility, those villages, Mr. Orlo.
Yeah, the Koreans in the Dark Age feel that they need to give the person with the worst eyesight in the village the horse for the scout cavalry because it has worse line of sight than their villagers.
Okay. And what do you prefer here?
I think they're both great civs. Ever since they made the change so that like nobody really has a bonus with their first town center, you just look at the civs that are good on hybrid maps like Malians, or civs that are good with castle drop into unique unit play or tower rushing, and that's Koreans as well. So it's a fair matchup. Personally, I like playing Koreans more, but I mean, Malians, they can be really, really fast out of the gate, and that's why they're always deadly on this map, and most maps.
Okay. Let's see, because this is starting in 10 seconds. That's why you see the players there that focused. They're about to start. They might be thinking what strategy we do, but the multitasking also, how important is the multitasking in Age of Empires 2? But in Nomad, oh man, you need to pay attention to everything. And TATOH is with the whistle again. He seems to be confident. Focus, but confidence. And this is game number 2, guys. ACCM Malians, thank you guys for the support. Thank you for the subscriptions. And TATOH Korea as a blue with a map. Both players quite close in the middle of the map, Orlu. This can bring some chaotic scenario.
Oh, absolutely. It seems like that happens a lot, honestly, in this particular version of Nomad, as the villagers will politely cross each other in the middle of the map, give a friendly howdy to their neighbor, but this is likely about as peaceful as it's going to be getting. Both players getting 6 fills near their TC very early on. They should have pretty comparable times. Maybe TATOH's is slightly faster, but this is probably going to favor Koreans in some early tower play.
Yeah. Also, TATOH know 100% where his opponent is. ACCM might assume that he's going into that direction, but he doesn't know how close it is. At least not for now. Well, if he's finding...
He did lose a sheep, like, right nearby, so...
Yeah, well, but he doesn't know if the TC is there, because, you know, since you have a lot of villages, he knows that he's around that area, but not exactly there, you know. Still, he might find him soon, even more with how close they are. But the spot for TATOH that he has gold and stone close, well, he has gold and stone at the back, but it's not exactly super close. While ACCM, I'm checking ACCM point of view. Well, the gold is also far from him, and the stone is at the back. This is gonna be an interesting battle, and I believe that they will go for feudal. Even more when you are not against this civilization like Spanish with conks that you might feel, you know, scary if you don't make damage. I think it's okay going feudal with these civilizations. Don't know what you think.
Are you not scared of war wagons? Because I wake up in a cold sweat from war wagon nightmares.
Yeah, I mean, you're scared, but I'm more scared for the Bohemians wagons because you need redemption, you know? Like,
yeah,
it's definitely dangerous, but if you are in time to spam monks, the war wagons are less scary, you know? Obviously, you cannot kill them, but you can convert them much easier. That's the only difference, right? Anyway.
Absolutely.
Do they have good resources? Checking TATOH point of view. It's bringing a board, but yeah, I think the maps, we have talked about this before, Orlu. The maps in Nomad now is not what it was.
Nah, I want to go back to the days when you get 3 restarts and you use them all on Nomad.
Yeah.
That's what I consider peak AoE 2.
Yeah, well, you know that restarts are not my preference, but I understand what you mean. It's true that those restarts were being called because now people complain about the maps. The maps were bad back in the days. Now the maps are, well, I was going to say something dirty, so I prefer to keep going, you know. We are in a $50,000 prize pool event, and I'm not gonna say that. What I was thinking. Yes, you can imagine what I was thinking, but I'm not gonna say. It's gonna bring the board now, without the loom. I hate this, because now they're gonna make the houses, like, no problem, you know. He will make the house, it's not even needed, because the board respect that village from TATOH. You see?
Yeah, I mean, the board just decided to get stuck on a tree for no reason. And giving the villa a little bit of extra time she needed. Oh, man. Like, if I try this, I lose the villager like 20 tiles from my TC.
Yeah. But the thing here is, look at how fast he is up. And this kind of luring back in the days was just not possible to do it. Due to the lag, also you need to hit twice to the board. Yeah. But anyway, I like this. Barrack already for TATOH. We're gonna see aggression. And it's gonna be chaos. He's gonna go for gold with those 3 villages, but look how far the goal it is. 4 gold miners. It's very, very far. But it's very far for both. Is ACCM gonna wall that goal? Oh, he's there with a villager at the back. Okay, he's not doing anything. But at least he knows where the goal is for TATOH. Well, but he still doesn't see TATOH. He's trying to find him, and he still doesn't see him, you know? So, definitely TATOH has the advantage. At least with the map control.
Absolutely. And, well, I mean, the uptimes are still, even enough that it makes no difference. And the docks are relatively far apart, all things considered. So I guess the first big question to ask is, are we going to see that second dock? And of course, just as I say that, TATOH is going to oblige us. He has the barracks and he has the second dock, whereas ACCM is not really showing anything in particular yet.
Now it is. Look at now. Look where he's doing the barrack, and TATOH can see the barrack at the back of his base. Aye. Look at the barrack he's doing. Okay. Now he's not letting him make the outpost, and the TC is there, so you better go back. Better go away. He has double dock, and he's doing already 2 fire galleys. So he focus first on the water. TATOH need to go back. He knows that the TC is there, so he's not gonna have a problem. And now you need to explore, because the barrack is there, but okay, I love that he's doing toll watch. But nothing else. Archie range is at home. Okay, and that Villiers? What is TATOH trying to get Villiers?
She's going on an adventure right there.
He's gonna have a good one, yeah. Okay.
Well, we're still at the end of the day looking at 2 docks to 1 on the water. Of course, Koreans have that nice discount for their warships now on the wood cost. And although I don't think TATOH knows where the dock of ACCM is, he'll just send some fire ships vaguely in the right direction, I'm sure. And then we'll have a big advantage when fighting here for control of those fish.
Is he gonna make another dock also with that Villiers in the north?
I was wondering if that was the case, but the Vil so far has just been walking back and forth.
Oh, he stopped it. That Villiers stopped it, so he might have some problem. TATOH is gonna try to wall that Villiers off. He's gonna try to wall the Villiers. Well, the spears are coming. Now he's gonna kill it. Well, also spear and the skirmers are coming too. But is quicker, so now TATOH might lose that Villiers. Both will lose the Villiers or not? I think both. Yeah, there you go. Both lost it. They traded. There's another one that is chasing on the right. And as we were expecting, a full chaotic game. How's it now TATOH? He did an archery range on top of that hill, and he's doing there because he doesn't know. Well, he see the archery range from ACCM, but he doesn't know if there's something else at the bottom. Yeah, ace. I mean, this is so chaotic, man. Super chaotic for casting, so imagine for them to play.
Oh yeah, But that is Nomad, right? You have to embrace the chaos on this map. We have a blacksmith coming over to the north of TATOH's base. Still some straggling archer units sort of patrolling near the base of TATOH as well. But for the time being, 2 fire ships to 4. There is a demo ship on the way. Koreans don't have access to demos at all. But if you're just overwhelming them with fire numbers so early on, then that doesn't really matter, as TATOH's coming in from 2 directions now onto the fish of ACCM.
Yeah, I mean, the advantage is important for TATOH. I mean, if you see that the population is similar, look at the resources. His fish is working much better. He's now taking the fish, taking the water, doing fletching. He just need now to do a few army here. He has to be careful with those 2 Villiers. He has no fletching, so he's gonna be fine. And TATOH has a really important advantage. Check his resources right now and the food income.
Oh yeah. I mean, he just had a much cleaner start. That better villager efficiency was way back in Dark Age it started, so... I mean, this is really just the manifestation of that. Having a really strong feudal age from him, looking at 7 to 1 in the KD, 5 of those being eco kills, most of those being fishing ships. And things are looking pretty darn good here for our Gamer Legion player.
And now 1 Villiers in the north, close to the dock, so he's already 6 Villiers lost. 6 Villiers lost. He's now taking those deers. Okay, he has an archer too, so he's gonna lure properly, check their resources, and TATOH doing the market already. He's gonna have a castle age transition that is not smooth. No, it's so clean. It's great actually.
Yeah, no real way to complain about how TATOH's been going about this series so far. With the market, he'll be able to click up very soon. Actually, it'll probably be the classic case of you get the market to click up to the next stage, and then you already have the resources that you need by the time the market's done.
Now he has to be careful. Now he has to be careful because the scout is there that he's dealing with those skirmishes. Nah, no careful. He has fletching. I just noticed. He has fletching. His opponent doesn't have fletching. He's sent few units. It's true that now he's in the hand with another 4 archers. He's taking few Villiers. Okay, that's good. He's taking 1. He's gonna take another with 23 foot. Probably he's gonna save it. Maybe. No, he's gonna lose it. No, he saved it. He saved that Villiers and he's on the way to Castle Age. So, when you are up to Castle Age this quick and your opponent is doing a scout, you know that you are in a very good position. My goodness.
Absolutely. TATOH completely dominating this game so far. He's on top of Castle H. He's building a tower to the south, which is a little odd, but I guess he's looking to maybe drop a mining camp on the stone there.
Exactly. It's to protect the stone, because he does have a real safe stone. Just look at the other stone on the right. He's taking the stone ACCM. So that's why he's doing the tower here. He knows that he's going to have a guard tower. Then he's going to mine a lot of stone to keep going with towers. Probably he's not even going to wait for a castle. Because, to be honest, if you are far ahead and you start to make towers and siege, what a feudal player can do.
Not a whole lot, that's for sure, especially when the rush distance is very close, like we see right here. TATOH just needs to plop down a siege workshop right at the front of his base, and then start getting some Castle Age range units, and ACCM, with only 1 bill on food and 4 in the bank, he is not reaching Castle Age this millennium.
Yeah, because what ACCM did to stay in the game is that he invested massively on water also. That's why he's now doing fishing ships. Yeah, he lost some. TATOH, that now TATOH need to do probably... Well, TATOH is gonna make turtles. Well, but TATOH doesn't have village on gold, actually. Oh, look what he did. He bought it already, all the stone, to drop a castle on his face. Wow. And he's coming. He's coming right now. He has the stone. He's gonna drop the castle there. And this game, it's completely GG. Like, GG, man. Whoa. What a domination, Mr. Orlu. What happened here? TATOH is in another level or what? For now?
Basically, I mean, TATOH has just been 1 or more steps ahead of ACCM all game long. He had the better start. He was, I would say, a lot more decisive in early feudal age, having the 2 docks right away, but he also had the barracks at home. He was able to defend against all of the, light forward aggression from ACCM. He took control of water, was able to get so far ahead in resources, and just having that Castle Age time with the castle immediately upon reaching the next stage, it was all over.
Yeah, I mean, the build order, and also how he was controlling the water, it was just so smooth. Military, he killed more units, 9 units more. Economy, I mean, in this short time, this economy difference is just huge. That's why he reached castle is so quick, and ACCM didn't have any resources. When I saw the picks for ACCM, I was surprised. Like, really, really surprised. For me, the maps that he picked are home map for TATOH. I mean...
True, but what map wouldn't be a home map for TATOH? You can play him anywhere and he's going to be great.
Good point. Okay, you kill me. You keep going. Can't cast anymore. You are right. You are right. And when you are right, you are right. Okay. And now, I want to see this, man. Gold Rush with Burgundians versus Georgians. Okay, is Georgians a good competitor here against Burgundians, Mr. Orlu?
I've only seen the matchup like once, so we'll have to see. In general, the Monospas should be quite strong if you can get them out, but usually getting to the point when you're making Monospas and you're not dead is rather tricky. And Burgundians are going to have their eco scale a lot faster with those early and cheap eco upgrades, whereas Georgians, you really need to wait until you're plopping down fortified churches all over the place to get a decent eco.
Do we see a potential early aggression by TATOH here? Because Burgundians need time. If you are aggro against them, Burgundians can struggle in the early game. They need time to get that economy going.
And it's true, Georgians can get some very nice uptimes, you just don't need to spend the resources for your first drop-off site. But at the same time, it's not like Georgians are really leaning in towards early aggression, at least not relative to a lot of other civs that you could have gone for. And Burgundians, I'd say, are a pretty natural pick for TATOH on this map, so...
Okay.
I'm just curious, for ACCM, so I'll have to see what TATOH has in mind.
Yeah. Well, I'm very curious for sure. And this is something that I like it a lot. Maybe he's feeling, okay, 2-0, time to try something? Or you think that in a tournament game like this, you don't try something at this stage?
I think that whatever TATOH has planned, this is very much like he thinks this is one of, if not the best ways you can play this map. At least given the draft options and We'll have to see. He's going to be our Blue Georgians player to the southeast of the map and to the northwest in the red as the Burgundians will be ACCM.
Very nice. And this mule card. Thank you guys so much for the support. We are getting there with the goals. And he's doing something. He's doing the barrack, Mr. Orlo, in minute 1. Barrack already, you know. He's doing the barrack already. He wants to send a couple of militias to be annoying and to probably lame even deers if he can. I don't know if he's gonna bring the lions, but he's doing the barrack in minute 1, man. What the hell, Mr. Orlo? Come on.
We said TATOH probably has something cooking, and he also took his rhino very nicely early on, and he's gonna grab the second rhino before 15 pop. Like, TATOH wants to hit hard and fast. His scout is just trying to gobble up all those extra resources. I'd imagine it's gonna go forward after it pushes in 1 zebra. And if TATOH goes for the minute 1 barracks to drag lions into the eco of ACCM, I will be so happy.
Okay, let's see. What is also great for this civilization, he has already both buildings. Because he has the mule cart, the barrack, and he's not doing militias. He's just gonna have the building to go aggressive. He debated. He debated us. It's just all villages on foot. All villages on foot. It's just the barrack to be ready to go forward, probably.
I'm not sure, to be honest. It's just, yeah, he's gonna go and push in another zebra. It's gonna be a look at that. 18 pop, no loom. Georgians can get some nice builds. I mean, I really like the 3 mule cart bonus. Like, I feel like it creates some interesting builds, and TATOH is the guy to show us how it's done as far as that goes.
He's gonna be maybe use scouts. A scout rush can be a very strong one here because he's super quick. He's pushing now the ostrich, the zebra. Obviously, it's not on the mill. And he wants to go super quick, but ACCM is creating a magnificent arena.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A true sign of culture, going from mass walls in Dark Age.
Yeah. Well,
it's the mark of a good AoE2 player right there.
Yeah. It might be hard that he's going forward with Velez. Yesterday, he went forward in this map. For that, I was telling you, if you watch it also the series. But the generation was completely different, you know? They were not that far. They were in one of those generations that you are much closer. You know, he was pretty much like at 8 o'clock in the map, you know? So then it's easier to go for his opponent. He's fully wall already in that area. The gold is safe. The verse is safe. And with these walls that ACCM is doing, TATOH cannot do any damage right now. At least that he's sending villas forward, Mr. Orlo.
Well, there aren't any villas forward as of yet. We have the stable now coming in for TATOH. Just going to be going with some scouts. And Georgians do have some really nice scout play. But upon seeing the very quick uptime of his opponent, ACCM is simply going to be adding in the palisade gate and the house. And he should be completely safe at home. Now, he doesn't have any access to stone, as both of his are outside of his main wall. So this does open up perhaps a bit of an opportunity for TATOH to go forward, because otherwise I don't see anything stopping ACCM from going past castle.
Yeah, I mean, he's going out 24 population. He's doing horse collar. He did the loom as well. He's far, but then what TATOH is going to do is 1 scout, and that's it. He will do economy and go castle age. That's what he's doing. He's gonna wall, he's gonna do economy, and he will go to castle age himself. Pity that he didn't explore a little bit more on the left, because he could wall exactly between those 2 woodlands without make those wider palisades. And we're gonna have a castle age game. Not gonna be anything now in feudal, Mr. Orlo.
Which I think is something that both of these civs are going to be quite comfortable with. If you're Georgians, you want to get to castle age so you can start putting down your fortified churches to really power up your economy. And that's when, of course, you can get to the very balanced unit that is the Monospa right now. And as Burgundians, of course, their strength is going to lie in castle age and booming, getting maybe light cav out on the map, getting a lot of eco upgrades, and grabbing relics.
Well, ACCM will need a while to go up, because he's not mining gold. I don't know if if he forgot, or what is his plan right now, because if you don't mine gold, you need the buildings, you need to mine gold. So you need now 3 buildings, mining camp, and 2 buildings to go castle age. What is his plan? He's gonna go boom, Hiriplo and Boso?
Okay. So just gonna prioritize getting those castle age eco upgrades. Probably will go over to the gold relatively soon. I mean, doesn't have a single farm yet. He is playing this like, I want to maximize absolutely everything I can at this point. And it's not like TATOH is going to be super fast up to Castle Age either. I mean, yes, he didn't invest much into Army, but still, it's going to take a little bit of time for essentially no eco bonus at this point to get to Castle Age. ACCM and TATOH probably going to click up at pretty similar times.
Yeah, I was going to say that. And probably TATOH can be even quicker. And remember that now he can mine gold without doing another mining camp. TATOH, with that middle card, he can just mine the gold there. So, doesn't need any extra building. He has the stable, he just needs the blacksmith, and don't even need another mill card. I mean, he can do it if he wants, but this is why he's moving a little bit, you see? He's gonna mine gold now. This is very nice, man. It gives you an advantage. I mean, you are saving resources constantly, and then you move, it's gonna have more efficiency. Obviously, you will have to do one more, it will be better. Not that with only one, but still, look at the resources, Orlu. TATOH is gonna go up quicker.
That said, overall, the resources collected do still favor ACCM.
Yeah.
A lot more wood collected, especially. It turns out getting a very early bit axe and bow saw is quite helpful in that regard. Blacksmith now on the way for him as well. And I guess the question will be, are either of these players going to go over to stone? Because both have very good unique units that can be great at taking map control. And as it turns out, Gold Rush, it's pretty important to take map control. So, I mean, there are a lot of different ways this game could progress. We'll have to see how these guys want to go about it.
Yeah. Well, I'm very curious to see, because we have not seen many times this civilization, this matchup, basically either. And, yeah, I don't know, because you know what ACCM might be able to do it, but we don't know yet what TATOH is gonna be doing here. But probably he knows. Probably he has practice, and probably he knows exactly what he wants to do. For now, he's having more and more farms. 13 farmers, obviously that economy now with heavy plow and bow, so it's insane, Mr. Orlu, for Burgundians. But both, as you mentioned before, are gonna click up. Yeah, with what, 10 seconds difference? Maybe not even.
Yeah, something pretty similar.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I don't think either player is going to be too unhappy with how things have gone so far. TATOH at least knows his opponent is more or less stuck in his base. He's able to go around and scout the extremities of the map, see where maybe some extra resources are in terms of stone. Can be nice to snag early on. And yeah, almost identical as far as I can tell.
Crazy. Well, with one advantage, TATOH. He didn't make the loop, you know? So he didn't research the loop, that's why he's one bullet ahead. And now, are they gonna play like Arena? Maybe use a scout and trying to go for the relics? Is that another option, Mr. Orlu?
Yeah, absolutely. You don't need to go for the middle right away. Usually, you're only starting to really run out of gold in your base around 30-ish minutes, depending on how the game is played out. So, yeah, in the short run, you can totally just boom away in your base without a care in the world. Both players are hitting Castle Age with pretty strong economies. It's not like they went, you know, say 25 plus 2 that you would see on Arena. So, you'll have the resources to do a lot here.
Okay. And remember one thing. If TATOH win this game, it's not only that the series are over, it's that the next series, it's, well, Lear versus Doubt, which is, it's not bad series, right? It's not bad series. Oh, man. Favorites for you in that one before they take the battle? Tell me one name, Mr. Orlu.
Leary.
Okay. Let's see now what is gonna happen, but that will be later. Now we see 4 scout, 3 spears, 4 scout, 2 spears. It's gonna be on top of that hill, and no, they are playing like scout and spears only. Resources for TATOH, 900 wood, man. What the hell? Man.
There we go. TC and a fortified church here immediately for TATOH. There's another TC coming in very shortly. Light cav as well. Remember, Georgians do get that nice regenerating cavalry, and they also take less damage if they are on the high ground. So a lot of different bonuses can lend themselves to that style of play on this map. And meanwhile, okay, there's ACCM adding in TCs fully. Is he going to go 1 TC? No. He's just going for a quick monastery.
Yeah, it was a little bit slower than him, but 2 extra town centers. I forgot about this fortified charge that they give the 10% bonus, right?
It's okay. I've only mentioned it like 3 times already, but you know.
Yeah. It's
like,
crazy,
no,
man.
you listened to me, man.
I'm listening, yeah, but I forgot to mention. You mentioned, but I didn't. What I mean is that I forgot completely about these upgrades. I'm not used to them, and I still have the notes, Orlu. You know?
Oh, there.
I still have the notes because it's still complicated. Which I wasn't expecting him to do those there, and I just remember because you said that because he was building there. But ACCM has more spears and he's taking a little bit better. 4-3 KD. I promise that I have not muted you, okay, Orlun?
I'm just kidding, man.
I promise.
You know I like to troll you just a little bit.
Orlun, me
Just a
too.
little bit.
Me too. I promise that I didn't mute you, you know? Anyway, stone mining upgrade for ACCM. So he's going heavily on a stone to prepare for dropping a castle in the middle. Oof, it's about decisions. I think the longer the game goes, benefit Burgundians or not.
Even when Georgians came out, like everyone's like, "Oh man, this civ is really tough to break defensively." You know, if you're taking a strong position in the middle of the map, and I agree. Especially the half cost to repair buildings is going to be really good here in a Treb war. But at the same time, you don't have gunpowder, and Burgundians have really good gunpowder. So having bombard cannons and good bombard cannons at that, maybe some hand cannoneers if they're become like a lot of halbs on the field, that feels like a really good opportunity for ACCM.
Yeah. I mean, they don't have gunpowder. They have one of the best gunpowder in the game. So, yeah, it's pretty sick. 50 attack, the bombard cannons, and then 17 plus 4 the hand cannoneers, which is crazy. Now he's splitting those units. He has to be careful. He's trying to find something. Relics. ACCM has one relic, and he's going to take the second. So, let's see what is the approach here for TATOH. But if he's doing the Blastbeat, I expect him to go more aggressive then. Because why you make the Blastbeat right now if he's not to go aggressive?
Maybe he wants a siege workshop or something like that. And yes, I know.
True.
For Georgians, they have hand cannoneers, but they don't have bombard cannons. That's what I was talking about. Bombard cannons are really important in these sorts of pushes.
Yeah. Okay, he's gonna take the relic on the left. Yeah, hand cannoneers is kind of irrelevant. One of the best units in the game to finish the matches is bombard cannons, man. It's brutal. If one civilization have and the other doesn't have, tough. Except that you have a civilization like Khmer that you can try to be aggressive, and even being aggressive you might be ahead. But I told you, it's gonna be aggressive. Bloodlines and Forging. He's doing upgrades because he knows that he need to get map control, and he's going with military, doing the upgrades, and don't let his opponent to drop a castle in the middle. And the only way to do that is doing army and doing upgrades as well. So he's already doing some upgrades, no upgrades for ACCM other than Forging, but remember that they don't have Bloodlines. And now Bloodlines is gonna kick in. He has a spear, he has also a few monks. He's gonna come with a castle soon. I think he's gonna send the village already. And I don't know if TATOH's gonna spot it. Oh, he's gonna make a TC in the middle. Okay.
That's fine. I think ACCM really wants to push out onto the map, like, right now. Can't maybe quite afford a castle just yet. He doesn't have a market to buy the extra stone he needs. So, yeah, just try and draw TATOH's army away with your own army, and then use that space to go build this TC, from which then you can build the castle much more safely. And I think that makes a lot of sense.
Oh, but this is battle is not what you want. He has no monks, and that's why TATOH is gonna away. Having the Bloodlines is a huge advantage when you have almost the same numbers. The TC is gonna be there. Is the 4 tone center. TATOH is gonna make the 4 TC as well. And now he's doing Sanity, Fervor. That TC is gonna have on the stone, and now he can see the tone center. So he's gonna try to commit. I think he will go and try to kill the monks. Obviously, he doesn't know where the monks are, but if he finds out the monks, is gonna be huge for TATOH. But he missed it then for a couple of tiles. Now he cannot take anymore. The Lycas are there. And well, let's see what damage he can do, because ACCM has great resources in the bank and also the stone to make the castle. The score, ooh, he's inside now. He's gonna take some monk. He's gonna kill pure villains or not? Well, he has the loom, but you can kill with light caps. Definitely you can. Yeah.
Certainly the case. Those villains are gonna need to flee for their lives. Light Cav maybe gonna try and dart around and snipe some more monks. Now, behind all this, ACCM has been able to snag 3 relics, which is certainly quite nice, and that castle in the middle is also going to be very important. But then, at the end of the day, these guys still need to get up to Imperial Age in pretty quick order.
Yeah, but man, he took all the monks. He did a great job with the KD. Yeah. Look at the KD, 17-11, took most of them. He's coming out with 2 light caps. Let's see if TATOH is going to lose that one. He's trying to block, but he can't. He's gonna try to kill, and now ACCM is the one who is killing the light. The monks don't convert a single unit, which I'm glad to see this, but now he's the one who lost so many monks as well. He's doing also iron casting, and population is almost the same. Resources are very similar. 3 relics to 1. Who has the advantage here? It feels good for ACCM here, but nobody's going up to Imperial or soon to go. So, I don't know,
well,
to be honest.
Neither want to give up complete military production at this point. TATOH, he doesn't want to be pinned in his base, and ACCM doesn't want to get pushed at this point, but still, ACCM does have the castle and the very middle of the map, so he could probably look to Imperial Age a little bit sooner. Those past engagements really reinforce the idea that monks are uncounterable and OP. Literally nothing could possibly stop those monks in the fight.
Oh, do you like this castle from TATOH? I didn't expect this castle that defensive. Okay. It's true that he's bringing with Custelier, so kinda difficult to make the castle more forward. That makes sense. Now he has to... No. You don't want to lose that one. He's gonna lose a couple of villages. He lost 2 villages. Now he's gonna lose another probably. No. He's going back. And this castle is beautiful. I mean, it's scary, actually. It's doing now the Monaspa, but the ACCM is on the way to Imperial, while TATOH is on the way to die. Or not. What do you think?
It's gonna be tough, because although you can, get these castles down, get the Monaspas going, and TATOH's economy is very compact. I mean, he's really, trying to leverage all the strengths that Georgians have. He's even going for some nice counterattacks. At the end of the day, ACCM's going to have a pretty big army because his eco is still a bit better, and he's going to have that imp advantage, and Trebs, bombard cannons, he's going to mix in some pikemen, sure, all of that's fine.
Yeah, this is insane. They have the same population, and ACCM is on the way to Imperial. It's still Burgundian second matters, as you guys can see. This Monaspa, Light Caps is also doing the Pac-Man upgrade. ACCM, that TC is gonna defend, obviously, but he has no fletching, so the TC is not gonna be enough. Population is still okay. Now he's raiding at home. Yeah, Echo KD is similar 4-4, not a big deal. And those Monaspa take the Custelier or what?
Again, it's a matchup I've only seen once, but it seems like Monaspas have very high armor, right? Especially once you get the elite version. So once the charge attack goes away, the Custier really struggle to do damage to the Monaspa, and also Monaspas, you can just spam them so quickly. Their train time is ridiculously fast. So I still favor the new unit.
Okay, but the problem, I mean, the huge problem is that TATOH is not up to Imperial, and he's gonna drop a castle there that in theory is a nice one, but ACCM is gonna take it down. At least the TATOH create a brutal chaos on his farming, which is what looks like he want to do, and Raid create the chaos. ACCM doesn't have any wood to make trebuchets, so let's see if TATOH can do the job. He's about now to go up to Imperial. Oh, but that's gonna be a doubt castle. Yeah, I mean, sending 2 villains to make that castle there isn't a little bit too greedy. Just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Okay,
And
but the raid is,
this is
happening, man.
Age of Empires 2.
Ooh, look at this raid, man.
Yeah.
Raid is being annoying. Population is still growing for TATOH. Now he's gonna try to make the castle. He's gonna kill those monks. No, he's still not sending more villages. I don't know why. TATOH has now 0 villages on gold, but he can take gold if he wanted. Also, he has a relic in the corner. Unbelievable. He doesn't see that relic in the corner. Really? Doesn't see that relic in the corner. Okay, the score is almost the same, but TATOH still have more army. Sending now 1 mule cart to probably take that gold, but he won't be able. And why he's not mining this gold, I don't know. TATOH has quite a lot of idle villages now. He's not mining any gold. He needs to sell some wood and go Imperial. He's on the way to Imperial, but he's still raiding and killing villages on ACCM base. Is TATOH still with chances to win this game?
He's trying. He's clicked up to the Imperial Age, but the trebuchets are now starting to pop out of the castle. And although with Georgians you can repair those castles for a very long time, we do have some branches coming in. And yes, to be fair, this is where hand cannons can shine. It's against the Halb-centric play, but right now Halbs are already showing up at those villagers who are trying to build a town center on the gold. And like you were saying, TATOH pretty slow in going for his second gold right there. And this is still a very awkward situation for our blue player.
Yeah, it is. I don't think he's gonna repair the castle. It seems that he's just gonna let it die. He still have 1,230 stone. I don't know where he's gonna make the other castle. And then if he reaches now Imperial, how you gonna counter all this army? I don't see it clear. how you can do it. Still, it's a pity that he cannot take that relic. Would be nice to see 3-2 relics, you know, for fairness. Now he's been a great castle. I like it. It's a good castle to try to defend that TC. That's why he's not really, well, he's not reacting to repair the first one. And now he's gonna try to make a counter attack. But the problem is that ACCM has millions of halves. Hard to counter now attack because the halves eat at that army.
Oh boy, Cav Archer time. I don't think those are
Okay.
misclicks. So Georgians, guys, if you don't know, they're Cav Archer upgrades, which I don't blame you. You have everything except for Ring Archer armor and Thumb Ring. So Thumb Ring is obviously a big deal. Ring Archer armor isn't like the end of the world as long as you have Parthian. So it's like semi-usable, but still not anything you feel great about.
Yeah, it's then you start to feel like, why Georgians in this map? I don't know. Doesn't feel the greatest, honestly. No?
You're getting outpaced economically by Burgundians, and that just feels like a really tough hill to climb, especially if you can't push castles without trebuchets, because you don't have bombard cannons. And you want to go for a more cav-centric army, but that's just not really how the game is developed with a much later Imperial Age time. And I mean, TATOH's going to try and make the Cav Archer play work, but I'm not too sure about that.
Yeah, it's very complicated because you are against 5 trebuchets. How do you kill the 5 trebs and these millions of calves? With the Cav Archers, how many Cav Archers you need? For now he has 9, of course. Not too many. And now he's getting raided on the right side. Yeah, he's definitely getting raided there. This is the only goal that he can take freely. Now all those villages are in danger. And it looks that this is the 2-1 for ACCM.
Yeah, and something that can always be said for ACCM, yeah, we can bemoan that he doesn't resign when perhaps he should in a lot of cases, but it also goes in, you know, these more extended series. He's not going to give up. He's not a player who's going to just tilt off the face of the earth and not try and claw his way back in a series where he's behind. And this is still TATOH's home map. And right now, ACCM doing a great job to trying to keep his series alive.
And I think he's gonna get it. I mean, 68 armies, 17. This civilization is insane. He has another TC doing. I don't know why even there. You could do it even on the goal in the middle. He has the middle control. These Cav Archers are fine, but it's not the node, I believe. He has ballistic. Okay, hit them back, hit them back. You might take all the halves. That's for sure. Well, if you only have halves, he will need something else. Now he's going.
Yeah, he can mix in some Coustier without too much issue, though, and there should be enough muscle in the Coustier itself to get the damage done that's needed. There are 6 trebuchets out on the field right now for our red player ACCM. There are going to be a few cav units that are going to go for the counterattack here, try and snipe those trebs, but it's not going to be enough. And
It's
ACCM
impossible.
going to be taking this game, ma'am.
Yeah, he's taking the game for sure. You can see the cities keep alive. Honestly, I would like to see a 3-0 with these 2 players. I think ACCM is a beast of a player. But the first 2 games, he didn't give a chance to ACCM. And I wouldn't be surprised that now we're gonna see arena map style. And maybe we're gonna see now hideout. Probably. I mean,
I know, I can get behind it.
Yeah? Which one are left? That one and the other one was migration.
Migration.
So, yeah?
Yeah.
So it has to be that? Well, he can pick migration, doesn't matter. What do you prefer? Because this game is over.
I like both maps a lot, to be honest.
Yeah.
I feel like we see more migration than we do hideout, so I think it'd be cool to mix hideout in, but I mean, I'm not going to complain about a migration game.
Yeah, I agree with you. Even if I prefer migration as a map, you know, but we have seen quite a lot and not a lot of hideout, and then maybe he can do some... we can see some crazy strategies. GG call, ACCM is still in the series. And, well, I honestly think that with the approach they did, the civilization matters a lot, and I prefer Burgundian Heroes by quite a while. Honestly.
Considering the approaches they took, yes. I don't think there's enough evidence, I would say, to say that Georgians themselves are the problem in general on this map. But I think in just the more economic approach, trying to take a little bit of map control, boom behind it. We still have to give ACCM a lot of credit, though. He played really calm and collected. He knew exactly what he needed to do as far as when and where to take that map control, where to take fights, and got himself up to the good Imperial Age time.
Well, with 5 minutes, 5 minute advantage, which is no little,
Yeah.
you know? 5 minutes advantage, my goodness. Okay, we're gonna see game number 4, and it's gonna be what? By the way, guys, I will play an ad now, so you don't get any ads in the middle of the games. Yeah, because Twitch, you know, that can do the job. Not gonna happen, because I'm controlling them. And the map is going to be, well, it's still saying gold rush in the spectator dashboard, so we don't have yet an idea. He's thinking, and you don't want to go to a decider. You want to finish it already, Mr. Olu, because a decider against ACCM, oof, anything can happen, man.
Absolutely. He is, if nothing else, going to be a dangerous player in any situation. Both players looking pretty darn focused right now. And yeah, we'll have to see where TATOH's going to go. Is he going to go for his own map hideout, or is he going to go to ACCM's map? TATOH does have Dravidians, which are going to be one of the very best civs for migration. So maybe that is where he's going to feel most comfortable. But it would likely be Dravidians versus Japanese, which doesn't honestly feel that crazy one way or the other. Whereas hideout feels like it's much more likely going to be Bengalis versus Portuguese.
Let's focus in hideout, because that's the map.
Ah, there we go.
So Bengalis versus Portuguese?
I would guess that. I mean, maybe ACCM's going to do something wild with Armenians here, but I feel like Bengalis versus Portuguese makes the most sense.
But I want to see Armenians, man. I know the Odysseus pretty. I know the Odysseus pretty well, you know. So, and then Lithuanians for what map? He's not gonna pick Lithuanians. Maybe Lithuanians here, but Lithuanians here to do what? Early aggression, like super quick. I mean, Lithuanians has also good monks. And honestly, better late game in my opinion than Bengalis, or with more possibilities, with bombard cannons, you know, and many things that in a map like this, maybe Lithuanians is good, but I feel that it's gonna be Bengalis and Portuguese. I might agree with you.
Yeah, the thing with Bengalis is that they also have really good monk play with the extra armor monks, and they just have a really great eco behind it in a way that Lithuanians don't. And although the late game of Bengalis is pretty one-dimensional, elephant archers are tough to stop, but
oh, let's go! Let's
go!
Let's damn go! Bengalis Armenians! You know? Vamos! I like it.
I have never seen the Civ matchup.
Okay. I was going to ask, but I knew the answer, and I like it. ACCM pick Armenians, and what do you think he has prepared? Well, let's bring Armenians, guys. I know the civilization pretty well. Milk card costs minus 25%. Technologies are 25% more effective. First fortified church receive a free relic. The barracks units, ooh. It's gonna go wild barrack attack, Mr. Orlu, maybe?
It's possible, for sure.
I'm studying, guys. Orlu, you keep studying, right?
I am studying AoE too, always.
Okay. Yeah, I cannot learn anything, man. I'm too Joan for this. Too Joan for this. Well, I like it, you know, because we don't really know what's gonna happen, what they're gonna try, you know? It's a map that is very well known, but we have no clue what it's going to do here, ACCM. And now TATOH maybe is gonna have the same question, like, what's he gonna do? ACCM here.
Just in thinking about it, maybe a ton of infantry play could be something Bengalis struggle to stop. Unless you're going for like a bunch of elephants, which doesn't seem super likely. Like against the more elephant archery centric sort of thing, Armenians could be okay. Maybe composite bowmen could work and chewing through all that pierce armor. Yeah, I mean, I'm really interested to see how this one develops for sure.
Yeah. And there we go, guys. We are starting. A map that we have not seen too often. And honestly, I don't know why, because in theory, well, Arena is the most played, but in theory, Black Forest 1v1 is not played at all, a lot. But they have picked Black Forest more than this map, Mr. Olo, in the close category. Why do you think is that?
Yeah. Not sure, actually.
Me either.
But
I have no clue.
Well, we are here on Hideout. ACCM is going to be in the red as the Armenians to the west, and to the east in the blue as the Bengalis as TATOH. Still one game away from winning. But we'll have to see what he has in store here against the Armenians.
I'm very curious to see. You know, obviously the exploration is gonna be really, really important. You know, really important because if you're gonna go very aggressive, you need to know where your opponent is. But look at this generation. Don't you feel that it's not too close or not too far either way? Like it's kind of symmetrical, a little bit probably closer on the left, right? But not too close and not too far. Any spot that if you pick.
Yeah, I mean it's fine. I don't think either of these civs are going to be going for feudal age aggression. As far as like castle age, like forward siege workshops, monastery / fortified church, maybe. But I have the feeling that this is probably going to be a more economically oriented game.
You can see by the way how the boars are outside for both. So we make not the easy hideout. You see, one board out, these are out as well. It's true that it's not a problem, but I mean, you put a little bit more difficulty because, let's be honest, the current hideout map, okay, I was going to say that it's for plebs, and I'm a pleb, but it's for plebs.
Yeah.
You know, it's too easy. You know, like everything inside super close to the TC. Sometimes you don't even have to push the economy. It's on the TC already. Or not.
Exactly, and that can allow some civs to have some pretty crazy starts, like Chinese, but make the players work for it. You should also change your arena generation so you can have boar on the outside of your arena walls, and then, you know, your opponent lames the boar right away. You have to delete your stone walls to push in your deer. You have forests blocking resources at the back of your base. Really make it tough for the players, man.
A little bit. I mean, not super told, Mr. Orlova, you know. A little bit. Just a little bit. Anyway. You think then a feudal age is not gonna be? It should be a castle age. Are they gonna boom? Is boom another option too? And in Imperial?
Well, I'm not sure how good the Armenian boom is relative to Bengalis. I mean, Bengalis, you just get extra villagers. It's pretty straightforward. Armenians, I mean, you have the more efficient economic upgrades, but I just don't know yet how that really compares to a much more standard boomy civ like Bengalis. Both have excellent monks. A fortified church early for ACCM makes a lot of sense. You do get a free relic.
And what exactly means...
Yeah, I'm just really interested to see how this one's going to go.
What exactly means that it's 25% more efficiently? Like,
I
don't really know how that works. 100%.
So you know how double bit X? Okay, so double bit X, it gives you a 20% faster working lumberjacks. Armenian double bit X gives you 25% faster working lumberjacks.
Okay, just 5% more.
And so on and so forth.
And so on. Okay. Well, then the Armenians boom should be strong.
It should be, yeah.
It should be very strong.
In my limited experience, it feels like a very smooth civ economically. You know, it also applies to your mining upgrades. So you can go for the clown pushes pretty effectively, but yeah, it's, you know, we're still all figuring out these new civs. Nobody really, I think, has the best grasp on them yet. They all have fairly unique playstyles and strengths. So I'm just looking forward to just myself as an AoE 2 fan learning how exactly this dynamic is going to play out in this game.
And TATOH is going up not too fast with Bengalis, 26 population. He will have 28 right away in 1 minute and 40 seconds. You get 2 extra abilities. He's doing the barrack while doing the barrack as well. Are they going to play a guy for the scout and relics? Because I wouldn't be surprised about that.
Looks like it. The relic generation is a little bit in favor of TATOH, to be fair. He does have sort of 3 on his side versus only the 2 of ACCM. But, you know, with some better light cav play, unit control, all that stuff, it seems perfectly fine.
Okay. Resources, as you can see, are very close. Very similar, better say. And barrack, stable. Then he's not going any wild. He's going market and stable with Armenians. And in late game, if this go for the late game, what is better, Armenians or Bengalis?
That's the question. In general, a bunch of elephant archers is really hard for anyone to stop, but you get the infantry with Armenians having 100 HP champions, having 125 HP warrior priests, you know, fully upgraded halbs, and you might be able to just run them down, the elephant archers. Also, you have great monks as the Armenians. and you have the composite bowman, which could possibly be good at doing some damage to the elephant archer. But I mean, yeah, we'll have to see.
Pretty sick. Well, that was a 50 euros donation. Sorry, Mr. Orlo, but I have to shout out Mr. Gollum. Thank you for hosting such a wonderful tournament. Please keep up the great work. Amazing, man. Thank you so much for the support. And we have to recognize this support, Mr. Orlo, because, man, it's pretty sick. Horse Collar, both are going Castle Age. And they're playing standard. Not gonna lie to you. I mean, always honest. I've been disappointed. I expected something wild. And it's not happening right now.
Well, the wildness is in the eye of the beholder, man. We still could see something wild. It's just going to be a bit slower in developing.
Yeah, true.
And I don't necessarily think you need to go for something like super, super aggressive to do something a bit out of the box. And I'm still really curious as to how ACCMs, especially to make that early Imperial Age transition work, because this isn't a civ that goes for gunpowder, right away. This isn't a civ that can... I mean, it can go for Arbalest, I suppose, but that doesn't feel especially powerful. So I'm still optimistic.
Yeah, but you remember what Vals did in Northern Ireland, right? Did you watch it?
Yeah.
I mean...
I didn't see it live because I was busy taking an exam, but
that was insane,
my Discord was yelling at me to watch the rec of it. So.
That was insane, man. That was pretty sick, man.
I just love to see Barrels really coming into his own as a player right now, sort of embracing the BF player and making it work.
Did you see his reaction in camera?
Oh, yeah,
when he won that game? I mean, it's awesome. It's really awesome. Honestly, for me, with those reactions, it's worthy already the camera for the whole event. I will love to see more reaction for the players, not gonna lie. But maybe they are shy or I don't know. Maybe just not everyone is the same, right? Some people just don't react at all. But we'll love to see some more reactions. Light caps, and we see the warrior priest already. Also, he has the relic right away, so that's also something, right? You are getting gold right away, and you might get, well, depending how many relics you are able to take, maybe you're gonna get a good amount of them. Now let's see the priest, because the priest is a champion, basically, man.
They're really strong in the Castle Age. 80 HP on a Castle Age infantry unit, 11 attack, 1-1 armor, quite solid. They move a little bit slower for their base movement speed than regular infantry, but they do benefit from Fervor and Sanctity, so you can buff up their stats that way. However, they are still monk units, so they take the bonus 10 damage from light cav. So it's not... They're not, like, uncounterable, but you're probably going to need to leverage that bonus damage from light cav to make that work.
Okay. Well, but with Sanity, they will get 95 HP, which is, oh boy, tanky. But still, the Light Guys are coming, and Light Guys might have them a little. Let's see how they die, because they might die, as you mentioned. Let's see. Oh, I like how they talk, how they speak. Okay, look at the monk now doing the tone center. So they are trying to go for the relics as well. Now controlling those units. Oh, but that TATOH, ouch. Well, they always go with the ground attack, so if you don't click it, they are idle, the units you have seen. And now he's going to try to kill, but they cannot convert. So, he might kill now. I think with these light guys, he might kill them all.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Lest you guys are afraid that this unit is completely uncounterable, there you go.
No.
I can't make very short work of them.
Yeah, it took it. Now he's killing those light guys. He's gonna go and take that relic TATOH. No, but the warrior, but look at in the south, the spear is not gonna do anything, The spear is not doing anything. It's not the same, Look how this unit, against the monks you will take it, but against this warrior priest, is not doing anything, the spear. Look, what is doing? 1 damage? 2 damage. 2 damage, the spear. My goodness. It's not doing anything, Oh, he kept the gate alive.
That's not what you want to do.
Oh my God. He was there, man. He was there, and 1 second. Could have been a disaster. He has no loom, It could have been a disaster. TATOH was paying attention. Okay. He took a big risk here, Mr. ACCM. Okay.
Well, he got it done in the end. TATOH coming in with some relevant eco upgrades. Already has Heavy Plow, which is nice to see. We are currently at 2 relics to 0 with a third one on the way as that Warrior Priest. At the very least, they move a lot faster than Monks. They get the 0.85 movement speed base as opposed to the 0.7 of Monks.
Honestly,
so you can go in much more quickly in terms of just grabbing the relics before your opponent can react.
TATOH might have the relics closer, but ACCM did some really great move there, and he got already 3. So it's great. Oh, but he need to move. He forgot. And then if he forgot, he's gonna lose that relic. Oh my god. Go, man.
Well, he needs to scooch all the way around his base.
Yeah.
It looks like we are going to be in a 3-3 relic situation. Of course, remember, Armenians get that one for free.
Oh, converted the light cat in the north as well. Oh my god. Well, 63 population, 55. He has more army, 8 light cats. That helps a lot to get map control. I don't know why he's not bringing the Monk Priest. I believe the Warrior Priest, sorry. But he's not bringing. And if he's still there and TATOH come, he might lose it. Now, TATOH is doing the loop. He's coming forward. So he's going to go aggressive. And that, oh, he opened just now, but now TATOH gonna see this. Yeah, TATOH is going in. He's going in. He's gonna take the timing and the momentum is terrible here. But just go and kill the priest. Oh, killing the villager? No, he didn't. Now he's gonna take the villager. Okay, but he's going away. He preferred to go away because he knows that those light cats can get trapped, and he preferred to have the presence outside. Oh, look at this. This is so smart. This is so smart. Another villager down. Nope, but he's creating some chaos. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, the Warrior Priest numbers are slowly climbing, and maybe it's going to be enough to shoo away the Light Cab, and TATOH gonna just dart out before that even comes into play. But those Vills are still going to be here. A forward blacksmith. Always be sure to arm your units close to the front lines.
Yeah, he wanted to make the siege, and then he realized that he doesn't have the blast. So he's doing the blast here. He has to use only one Light Cab. I like TATOH position. I like TATOH position because he's having map control, and well, he's doing the bloodlines. So he's gonna really go aggressive. He's gonna try to take down that fortified church. Maybe.
It's gonna be tough. Remember, fortified churches though only have 6 range, so mangonels will outrange them, and you cannot improve that with fletching.
No, he's gonna go elephants. I think he will do elephant ram.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised, to be honest, because he's not expecting. And if you do that, if you do a couple of them, I mean, Mangonel will be tricky. He's doing Armored Elephant. I was sure about that. Armored Elephant is stable, and then imagine he's doing a couple of them. You don't give time to your opponent to make a siege war shot, and you're gonna get ACCM surprised completely.
Yeah, ACCM absolutely no idea that this is happening. He has a few warrior priests, but is at this point not really investing any more into army. And I honestly think it's a little bit concerning for ACCM that he doesn't have any idea what his opponent is up to. The first armored elephant is on the way, as well as those light calves. Now, the fortified churches are pretty strong, and thanks to some nice AoE2 logic, they fire arrows even with relics inside them. So you have to be careful.
Nah, this is good for TATOH. If you take it, it's really good for TATOH. He's gonna try to now get the relic back. Yeah, he's gonna try to get it, but the fortified church is gonna be bye-bye. I like how he's now getting the relics. That's a good move, yes. But now the timing, the momentum is gonna be for who? ACCM resources are getting closer. So if he's gonna make a castle, maybe this castle-ish approach is not gonna work. He's open, he could go in with the light caps, but he's not going. Let's go to TATOH point of view and see. He can go now with the light caps. He has few monks, the elephants as well, but he has spikes. So he need to micro like a boss right now. TATOH is gonna micro. TATOH in these situations feels always really good. Really, really good. He's converting the warrior priest or not, and he's gonna take the market. Okay, he did the other fortified church at the back, and now TATOH can come with more villages. He did a TC also there, and maybe a forward castle, Mr. Orlu?
Well, there's at least a castle coming in right there. We have 10 pikemen on the way. I wonder if it would be worth it to get the halberdier upgrade, because remember, you can get that in Castle Age as the Armenians. And that would do a lot to clean up this light cap pressure, but at the moment, TATOH 19, that make that 21 kills to 2 deaths.
Oh my god.
Completely catching his opponent off guard. Gonna try and rush up a fortified church to further the defense, but this is a very messy situation, and TATOH's still gonna be faster up to Imperial Age after all of it.
Yeah, because he's creating all the chaos. He's creating all the chaos, all the surprise, going very aggressive. Look at the score. TATOH is playing one more time. Pretty sick. Really, really nice. And it's about the strategy, the decision. Did you see? Now here matters the civilization, Mr. Orlu. Everyone in the stream, it doesn't really matter that much. It's just that he just take one decision, and that decision is to snowball the game completely. He's on the way to Imperial, and on the way to the quarterfinals in Warlords 2.
Absolutely. He will be joining Viper and Yo. I think they're the only ones who are qualified through completely so far, unless I'm mistaken.
Yes.
So that is going to be in some pretty darn good company. TATOH, definitely a player you would expect to be there, for sure. And he is looking very strong here in this set overall versus ACCM.
Yeah, look at also TATOH walling at the back here, close to ACCM. These elephants, by the way, are better than the rams. The castle is gonna be down. I can't believe he's gonna take the castle down. He's repairing, he's struggling. Now he lost some monks, TATOH, because he's going all in, really all in, and then, well, he's probably not controlling the units as properly, but he has a castle there. It's on the way to Imperial. He's gonna have trebuchet, and ACCM is on the way to nothing, Mr. Orlu. Look at ACCM.
He's on the way to being 2-2 in sets at this point.
Oh, man.
Another castle coming in. TATOH with a few Rathas. I still don't love Rathas in general, but it'll get the job done, especially when combined with some trebuchets in the very near future. Some composite bowmen are on the way, which, I mean, they're not going to be that great versus Rathas, which rely more on HP than armor to be tanky.
Oh, man. He's gonna deny a castle with a monastery.
I don't think that ranges.
No range?
On the other side.
No, there's no range. You're right. Okay, but he needs fletching. He needs fletching, and he's doing fletching. Mangonel is coming. He's gonna take it or not. And that castle is gonna be hard to make it, but the timing, the momentum is still for TATOH because it's in Imperial, man. It's in Imperial. You know, and he called the GG, which is very surprising because ACCM always super try hard. But TATOH, congratulations. He is in the quarterfinals and he has dominated, except that Burgundians game. In the other 3 games, pretty clear, Mr. Orlu. Pretty clear.
I mean, TATOH just a shade better than ACCM in most respects. Just a bit better mechanics, bit better decision making. And at this top level, that is all the difference. And still a very fun and compelling set to watch. And
absolutely,
yeah, I just can't wait to see TATOH go up against those top guys even more.
Yeah. I'm going to interview TATOH. Be right back, Mr. Orlu.
Sounds good.
Okay, guys, here we are with TATOH. TATOH again.
Hello.
I mean, I went to sleep last night. I went to sleep last night with you. Well, I mean, you know what I mean. That sounds a little bit, you know, but you know what I mean. Not with you, and I wake up also with you. Anyway,
that was a good night.
That's a good night, right? Well, if you didn't run away, right, TATOH?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, TATOH, quarterfinals. This was your minimum goal in the tournament, and obviously, congratulations.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, I was aiming for top 8, obviously top 4. Now I want more, obviously, but top 8 already is a good result. I think the competition is super hard, and still, like, preparation is paying off, so I'm happy with that.
Today, I'm not gonna eat in order, but let's go for the game that you lost.
Mm-hmm.
Can Georgian really work against Burgundians in that map? It feels from, I don't know, you tell me.
I think they work, yeah. I just misplayed that one. Like, I think ACCM outplayed me on that one a bit more, and I was a bit confident that he wouldn't go to the middle that fast, and then I think I prioritized Eco too much in that case, because he was like late to feudal, so I knew that with that uptime he couldn't go FC. Otherwise, he would have been FC with no Barak or stables. So when I saw the stream, I knew he was going to be later, and I should have fight more for the map control. Basically. I think that was my main mistake, and ACCM did a good job punishing me for that.
Okay. Well, and in that generation, it's not like yesterday. You cannot go really forward. You have to wait, adapt, and try to go castle. There's no choice because they were super far, right?
Yeah, exactly. This is a different version, and also there's a lot of lions in the path, so it's a bit riskier because you have to go through the middle. So yeah, in this case, forward wasn't an option for me.
In all the other maps, you got clearly the initiative. Because, well, Nomad, you got a big advantage. You went to castles, and it was one of the fastest Nomad in the tournament. But in Land Madness also, and in the last one he had out, you didn't let your opponent to breathe, basically, because in Land Madness with Magyars, you were attacking constantly there.
Yeah, ACCM is a player that if he's playing his game, he's one of the best. So I try to make it a bit more like having like more attack side, so he's not comfortable playing. And when you have Magyar CA that they are created super fast, and I had the map control, I could do that. And it was good. Like I felt like I played good, and I think it's in actually maybe he was a bit nervous. He was a bit sloppy sometimes. That he's not often doing that. So I think that was in my favor. Sure.
Okay. I mean, just about the next round, because we have the other games have been quite clear. You know that anything can happen. I mean, depending on all the results. The quarterfinals can be, I mean, I don't know how many possibilities. I was talking with Rainbow last night. It can happen 64, I don't know. So many possibilities. You can face, well, and you can have a different path depending on the rest of the results. Any preference or you don't mind at all?
Well, I'm pretty sure I cannot face Mr. JR Viper, right? Because I will be third, fourth, or fifth.
For quarterfinals,
so no. I will avoid it until semifinals. I don't have any preference. I will just want to avoid my teammates.
Okay.
So if in case that Doubt and Jordan make it, I will hopefully don't have to face them.
But Tato, you are 4. I mean, it's so difficult.
There is still 5 left, and 2 are taken. So
okay.
The possibility is there.
Okay. Feel relaxed, right? When you qualify, because now I notice a completely different phase. Like last night, where you like thinking, okay, tomorrow is ACCM, but now you know that okay, I don't play till next Thursday, so time to prepare and trying to analyze a lot.
Yeah, for sure. And like there are some players that will have to play as well one extra round, right? And it's on Sunday, so there's a lot of games coming on, and probably people. Now, when they are in the decider, they will have to show everything they have been hiding during all the previous rounds. So it will be interesting for sure these last 2 days of the group stages.
Feel TATOH ready to get his second S-tier tournament? Sounds good, right?
I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind.
Feel ready to that, Mr. TATOH? Do you think that the performance is enough, or you have to even get stronger for the remaining rounds?
I need to fix a little bit of mistakes, like minor mistakes. And I think I'm not making huge mistakes, but those minor, obviously, they can be. There are players that will punish you, and you have, like Mr. Joe, for example. So those are like, on that day, I need to be on point, and I think I could beat anyone on these settings.
Okay, TATOH, you are the third that go, and the first that is going with the 3-1. Congratulations. And if you want to say anything in Spanish, because there's many Doritos, hay muchos Doritos, ¿sabes? Hay muchos Doritos apoyando. Si quieres decir lo que quieras a la comunidad española, hispana, be my guest.
No, pues muchas gracias a todos por apoyarme. Hemos hecho ya lo difícil, que es pasar de grupos. Y ahora a ver si podemos llegar a semifinales, por supuesto, a ver quién nos toca. Y vamos a disfrutar de las rondas que nos quedan. Yo voy a hacer directo también en español, así que ahora vamos a ver si Dautito es capaz de de ganar el rey.
Pues ya está, ahí lo tenéis. Qué bonito, me gusta escuchar español, macho. Ay, ay. Enhorabuena, ¿ok?
Muchas gracias, Mem. Que vaya bien el
Congratulations.
directo.
Gracias,
Chao,
hombre.
chao.
Take care. Bye bye. Guys, this is TATOH. He has said, well, you know, being thankful and congrats. I'm very happy for being in the last round, and he's gonna be ready to rumble. Let's say thumb up on YouTube, guys, if you're watching.